Praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and peace and blessings upon our Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Man la yashkur an-nas la yashkur Allah." That whoever is not thankful to the people is not thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I thank the brothers and sisters that organize this beneficial lecture. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward them and keep us all firm upon the religion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions regarding the prophets, لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي قَصَصِهِمْ عِبْرَةٌ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, verily the stories of the prophets, there's lessons and examples to take from. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He mentions all the prophets in Surah An'am, He concludes the ayah by saying, أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ هَدَى اللَّهُ فَبِهُدَاهُ مُقْتَدِي. Verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has guided these men, these righteous men, to the straight path. Follow their guidance. So, inshallah, we will take benefits and a lot of lessons from this beneficial story. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent all the prophets with one message. He sent them so they can tell the people that they should worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only, and should stay away from shirk and associating partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن قَبْلِكَ مِن رَسُولٍ وَلَا نَبِيٍّ إِلَّا نُوحِي إِلَيْهِ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنَا فَاعْبُدُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent all the messengers with one call, that they should tell the people to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and stay away from the false deity. Allah also says, وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent all the messengers with one call, that they should call to Tawheed and stay away from shirk. And the 5 most beloved prophets to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah I'm going to talk about the first prophet after Adam alayhi salam. The first prophet that with his people they started worshipping other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is Nuh alayhi salam. Verily, at the time before Nuh alayhi salam, his people used to worship other than him subhanahu wa ta'ala, other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they used to worship idols called Waddan, Suwa'an, Yaghutha wa Ya'uqa wa Nasra. These five righteous men, they died, and then these people, Prophet Nuh alayhi salam's people, before he was sent to them, they used to worship these 5 righteous people. They worship them so they can get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They thought by worshipping these 5 men or these righteous people, we can get to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, closer to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with His mercy and His wisdom, He gave them a chance. He could have destroyed them when they were worshipping other than Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. But He thought, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Nuh alayhi salam to these people so He can call them to at-Tawheed, the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He called them to the straight path. Allah also says, وَلْقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا إِلَىٰ قَوْمِهِ فَقَالَ يَا قَوْمِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مَا لَكُم مِّنْ إِلَٰهٍ غَيْرُهُ. That the first message when Nuh alayhi salam was sent to them, he told them, Nuh alayhi salam said, worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only, and stay away from other than worshipping other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning, do not fall into shirk. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with wisdom, He sends every prophet to their people so they can, with the same language. Imagine now a person comes and you want to hear the message of Islam, and another person comes that doesn't know English. How are you where's the communication? There's going to be no communication. Correct? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with wisdom, He says, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن رَسُولٍ إِلَّا بِلِسَانِ قَوْمِهِ لِيُبَيِّنَ لَهُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent each prophet, from Nuh alayhi salam to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, to their people, so they make everything clear. So at the end, Yawm al-Qiyamah, these people do not say, we didn't have someone to convey the message to us. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gave him a chance. He with His wisdom subhanahu wa ta'ala, gave him a chance to actually accept the call to Islam. So when these righteous people, Nuh alayhi salam people, started worshipping these righteous people, the shaitan came to them. When they died, these 5 people died, the shaitan came to them, whispered to them, came in the form of a man. And he said, oh people, when these 5 men died, it goes to show you guys became sad and unhappy. You became sorrow. You became really upset. So I'm going to so you guys don't forget these 5 people. I'm going to create a statue. I'm going to make a statue so you guys remember them. So the people thought, okay, very nice. This person's really generous. He's actually helping us. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so these people, so the shaitan came and built statues of these 5 righteous men, or one of them, Waddan, the main one. So what happened after that is the people loved these statues and they remembered the Waddan so much, this righteous people. So the shaitan thought, okay, let me creep into them and actually tell them another way how they can worship these 5 people or this idol. So he said, okay, you guys love this idol so much, I'm gonna come and build the same idol in your homes. So whenever you wake up, the first thing in your head is you see this idol and you see this person in front of you or the statue in front of you. So the shaitan is playing tricks with them. They didn't know that. They thought this person actually being generous to us and is actually helping us out. But it was opposite. As I mentioned in the lecture before when I came, if you guys remember, what did Shaitan say? وَقَالَ الشَّيْطَانُ لَمَّا قُضِيَ الْأَمْرُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ وَعَدَكُمْ وَعْدَ الْحَقِّ وَوَعَدْتُكُمْ فَأَخْلَفْتُكُمْ. That when the day of judgment, the Shaitan will come to the people and he will say to them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told you the truth. And I actually told you, I actually lied to you guys. But what happened? You can't blame me, but you listened to me, you didn't listen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Shaitan saying this. So the Shaitan will come to a person in different ways and forms to take the person to hellfire. That's the reality. He will make something halal, haram. He makes something haram, halal, and we say, sister, you're doing this in the correct way. It's something good. And like vice versa, he makes something halal, haram. At this day and age, we see a lot of stuff that before years ago we used to say is haram. Now we see a lot of people making like it's normal. They think it's something normal, sadly. So the shaitan will come to a person in different ways and forms, in human being form, in ways of you never think. So these people, the shaitan wanted them to go to hellfire and wanted to misguide them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with his mercy, he sent Nuh alayhi salam to convey the message and to actually help these people and to guide them to the straight path. Then when Nuh alayhi salam came, these people started belittling him. And when Nuh told them, oh my people, I'm here to convey a message that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will actually, if you worship him and obey him, he will take you to paradise and he'll take you to Jannah. But what happened? They actually started belittling Nuh alayhi salam. They started saying, this man, ma hada illa bashar. This man, he's just a normal man. Who is he? He's lying to us. He's lying to you guys, man. Don't believe him. They used to belittle him. They used to say bad things about him. So when Nuh alayhi salam was conveying the message, people went into 2 types. They divided in 2 groups. Those that listened to Nuh alayhi salam and those that actually went against him. And those that listened to him were actually the poor people. And those that went against him were rich. So Nuh alayhi salam started conveying the message. And they started, the rich people started making fun of him. ما هذا إلا بشر مثلكم يأكل مما تأكلون منه ويشرب مما تشربون. And this man, he's a normal man. He's like you guys. Don't listen to him. He eats, he sleeps, he drinks. فكذبوه. And they lied about him. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Nuh alayhi salam, he came and was conveying the message for years and years and years. He kept on conveying the message. He was patient. But they still were mocking him. Every time he tried to do good or tried to convey the message, there was a barrier between him and conveying the message. They used to come, the rich people used to come and make fun of him and belittle him and say evil stuff. But Nuh alayhi salam, he was a patient man and he was excellent in speech and he can convey the message really well. It got to the stage that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وقال الملأ من قومه الذين كفروا وكذبوا بلقاء الآخرة وأترفناهم في الحياة الدنيا ما هذا إلا بشر يأكل مما تأكلون منه ويشرب مما تشربون. And the rulers of the time also thought the same thing, that Nuh's da'wah or his convey of the message is going to be a little time. It's not going to be for long. It's going to fade away. But they didn't know that Nuh alayhi salam was sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was sent to convey the message, but a lot of them, they started belittling him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّا أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا إِلَىٰ قَوْمِهِ أَنْ أَنذِرْ قَوْمَكَ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. That we sent Nuh alayhi salam to his people, أَنْ أَنذِرْ قَوْمَكَ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. So he can convey the message before the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes to them. قال يا قوم إني لكم نذير مبين. And he Nuh alayhi salam said to his people, I'm a warner to you guys. I came to convey the message so I can save you from the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أن اعبدوا الله واتقوه وأطيعون. That the three things that you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, واتقوه, that you fear him, وأطيعون, and you listen to his commands. And then they used to say, إنك لفي ضلال مبين. And very Nuh, you're in plain error. Meaning, we don't listen to anything you say. We belittle you. We don't take your stuff serious. How are you trying to tell us something that we used to do, our forefathers used to do? How are you trying to tell us now it's wrong? How are you trying to tell us now something we've been doing for years and years and years? You want to come and change stuff? Who are you? You're just a normal person, human being. Look at the arrogance and the way arrogance takes a person to the wrong path. And the way it actually misguides a person. If only they listen to the message of Nuh alayhi salam and they actually open their hearts and actually listen to his commands, who knows? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might guide them to the straight path and actually save them. But what happened? They went against him, and Nuh alayhi salam. And Nuh alayhi salam kept on calling to his people. He kept on calling to his people for years and years and years. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا إِلَىٰ قَوْمِهِ فَلَبِثَ فِيهِمْ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ إِلَّا 50 عَامًا. That Nuh alayhi salam was calling his people to worship Allah only for 950 years. 950 years. Now, when a person has family members or people or his friends that are not practicing Islam as well, or as him or her, what happens? Instead of being nice and actually patient with them, they start coming in an aggressive way and they actually upset. They start screaming at them, at their parents or whoever it may be. Oh, this is haram, stop doing it. But imagine you came in a nice way, and the way Nuh alayhi salam came to his people and was patient with them for 950 years. Who knows? Who knows? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might guide them straight path. So for you to come in an aggressive manner and for you to think you're better than the person because you're better than someone else, they're not practicing, is absolutely wrong as well. A lot of people, sadly, youngsters, when they start practicing, when they start actually taking the religion seriously, they see someone that's not on the same path as them. This person's misguided or no. It's incorrect. You should not belittle a human being, Muslim or non-Muslim. Absolutely wrong. You should not look down upon a person. You actually, when a person, a Muslim, is going through struggle or actually is not on the correct path, you should actually come hold them by the hand and actually guide them. Help them out. Guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you could be a means to guidance. So Nuh alayhi salam, he called his people 950 years, and the patience, they mentioned that out of all the prophets, he was out of the 5 prophets, he was one of the most patient one, because he lived long and he went through a lot of struggles that other prophets didn't go through. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when Nuh alayhi salam was calling his people to Islam and calling to his people to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what did they do? They put their fingers in their ears. Meaning they actually didn't want to listen to anything he was saying because of the arrogance and the pride they had in their hearts. They thought this human being that came to us out of nowhere, we're not going to listen to him. He's a joke. We're not going to listen to whatever he says. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informed Nuh alayhi salam, he said to Nuh, do not grieve. These people here, they're arrogant and they have pride in their hearts and they're not going to believe in you. They're not going to believe in you, Nuh alayhi salam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Nuh alayhi salam, made the dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He made dua after 950 years. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these people, they lied about me, they called me names, they belittled me. And if you look at the stories of the prophets, they all go through the same thing. They called their people to Islam, and what happens? They get belittled, or people go against them, or people actually look down upon them and call them names. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what happened to him? He got called a magician. He got called everything. Him sallallahu alaihi wasallam went through a lot of struggles. That one time, a person came and actually, at a time of war, his head was busted open and his front teeth were broken. This is struggle Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went through. And Are you telling me that every single one of us won't go through struggle in this world? Every single one of us is going to go through struggles, no doubt about that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves those that are patient. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Nuh alayhi salam to take the people that believed in you, to build an ark and take the people that believed in you and leave this area because I'm going to destroy this area. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informed Nuh, these people that belittled you and laughed at you, now that's it. They didn't believe in your call, leave them. Take وَمَا آمَنَ مَعَهُ إِلَّا قَلِيلٌ. And Nuh alayhi salam, only few believed in him. But it got to the stage that the people of Tafsir, they mentioned that 10 people believed in him. 10 people believed in Nuh alayhi salam. And others say 80, others say 72. And that's a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَا آمَنَ مَعَهُ إِلَّا قَلِيلٌ. And only few believed in him. Only a few believed in him. Does that mean his da'wah or the way he called to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is incorrect? No. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides whoever he wills and misguides whoever he wills. And it's with his hikmah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't question it. We don't say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, why'd you guide that, why'd you misguide that guy, why'd you guide that person or her and she. No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says wherever he wants and does whatever he wants. And as Muslims, we're told to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Islam, it means al-Islam, to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to everything he says. Everything that even goes against our nafs and it goes against us. But sadly, people these days, they pick and choose whatever they want from Islam. I'm going to take this because it goes with my desires. I'm going to take this because it goes with me. I'm going to leave this because it goes against me. It's incorrect. udkhulu fi silmi kaffa, that you accept Islam and you enter Islam fully. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this is haram, it's haram. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this is halal, it's halal. You don't ask no questions. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned to Nuh alayhi salam that he should take his people that believed in him and build an ark and leave because I'm going to destroy this place. Why is he going to destroy it? Because they belittled Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Belittling a prophet means what? Belittling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Correct? Who sent Nuh alayhi salam? Boys. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, correct? Meaning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them a chance. He sent a person or a man or a prophet that actually speak the same language as them. Makes everything easy for them. But they still belittled him and took him as a normal human being. So when Nuh alayhi salam started to build the ark, what happened? ووحي إلى نوح أنه لا يؤمن ويصنع فلك كلما مر عليه ملأ من قومه سخروا منه. That whenever Nuh alayhi salam was building the ark, the rich people that were walking past, they still belittled him. They were still laughing at him after everything. They were walking past and they saw Nuh alayhi salam building the ark, and they were making fun of him. Then Nuh alayhi salam said, إن تسخروا منا فإنا نسخر منكم كما تسخرون. And whenever you belittle us and you laugh at us, we laugh at you. فسوف تعلمون. Verily the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will come to you guys and you will see. Then when Nuh alayhi salam started to build the ark, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded that Nuh alayhi salam should take 2 animals, male and female of each animal. Each animal, male and female. So when Nuh alayhi salam did that, he took the animals with him. Then Nuh alayhi salam, he went back and he said to his people, my son. He said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my son. He had a son and his wife. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when Nuh alayhi salam called his son to go with him, to leave this area, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to punish these people. ونادى نوح ربه فقال ربي إن ابني من أهلي وإن وعدك الحق وأنت أحكم الحاكمين. That Nuh alayhi salam called his son and he said, oh my son, come with me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to destroy these people. Come with me. Save your soul. Then what did he say? His son said, no, I'm going to go farther. I'm going to go on top of the mountain and nothing's going to hurt me. And the floods are not going to come to me. So Nuh said, oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إن ابني من أهلي وإن وعدك الحق وأنت أحكم الحاكمين. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm calling upon you. That's my son, that's my wife, that's my family. I love them so much, I want them to come with me. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered the dua by saying, قال يا نوح إنه ليس من أهلك إنه عمل غير صالح. Nuh alayhi salam, they're not your family. Meaning, these people that did not listen to the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they're not your family. Truly, they were not believers. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded all the believers and Nuh that they should leave this area. Because He's going to destroy these people with floods. So what happened after that? Nuh said, okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I accept your command. I'm going to listen to you. They're not my family because you told me why they're not my family. Then Nuh said, Allah, إني أعوذ بك أن أسألك ما ليس لي به علم. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I seek refuge for asking something or telling you something that which already you know and I'm ignorant about. So Nuh alayhi salam took his family, took his the believers and the people that believed in him, took them to another place, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala drowned these people, the people that disbelieve in the Nuh alayhi salam. They drowned, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala drowned them, and then Nuh and the believers, they were saved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they were also, Allah, when Nuh alayhi salam, when they reached the destination, he prostrated to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the Quran and the Sunnah only mention what happened in the story, but they don't mention other than what happens after. And the lessons we can take from this story, Nuh alayhi salam's story, is many. One of them is that when a person is conveying Islam, or when they're starting to give someone da'wah, and when a person is actually calling to people to Islam, the first thing he should call to is a tawheed, the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the prophets, the first thing, أَنْ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاتَّقُوهُ وَأَطِيعُونَ, that they should go to their people and should convey the message of Islam by starting with worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then after that, what happens? You call to the 5 pillars of Islam. The rest, the 4 pillars of Islam, as-salah, zakah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, when it comes to the 5 pillars of Islam, He started with Shahadatu la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Yes? Sadly, Muslims, this day and age, they say la ilaha illallah, but they don't know the real meaning of la ilaha illallah. What do I mean by that? Anything that nullifies la ilaha illallah, they don't know what the meaning is. Muhammadan Rasulullah, the correct meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned, they don't know. And sadly, a lot of the youngsters don't know that as well. Let's be honest. We tend to seek the education of dunya and stuff, but when it comes to our religious studies, we don't know nothing about our religious studies, which is really sad. We don't know the importance of Tawheed. What is Tawheed and the correct meaning of Tawheed, and what goes against Tawheed, and what is shirk and the dangers of it, and anything that goes against the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we don't know. But when it comes to other stuff that's pertaining to dunya, we know every single one of it. We know that, we know this, we know everything. But for brothers to come to the masjid, it's rare. Let's talk about the reality. Brothers to come pray in the masjid, it's rare. Yes or no? Be honest with each other. So when the person is conveying the call to Islam, the first thing he should do is he should come and convey the message, the correct message, which is worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَاتَّقُوهُ وَأَطِيعُوهُ, and listen to His commands, and stay away from anything that goes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to us in the Quran, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created He created mankind for one purpose, that she worship Him subhanahu wa ta'ala only. مَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُمْ مِنْ رِزْقٍ وَمَا أُرِيدَ أَنْ يُطْعِمُونَ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want provision or sustenance from us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide us one thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said He'll give us everything. The people of Nuh alayhi salam, if you look at them, if you look at the story and we ponder, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them to do one thing, that they should worship Him only, and should stay with Him, associate partners with Him. Just one thing. He gave them everything. He gave them money. He gave them the houses. He gave them wives. He gave them everything of this dunya. But it still went against the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and actually associate partners with Him. So that's one. And the second one is to actually know the importance of a tawheed. Give it its full rights. Tawheed is pertaining to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yes? Correct? It's pertaining to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But sadly, whenever we talk about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the ways we should worship Him and the correct manner, wherever it may be, whether it's lectures, wherever it may be, we don't see a lot of people. But when it comes to marriage talks, you see everyone in the masjid, man. It's reality, yes? Or when it comes to anything pertaining to the dunya, we're there. But we claim that we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do we really love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Are we willing to put all our affairs, put our trust in Him subhanahu wa ta'ala? Are we willing to learn about our religion? The main bits of our religion? Or we're willing to actually claim to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we don't really know Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't really know His names and attributes. We don't know nothing about Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the third one is that following the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I mentioned this in a lecture, that whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to do something, we do it. إنما كان قول المؤمنين إذا دعوا إلى الله ورسوله ليحكم بينهم أن يقولوا سمعنا وأطعنا وأولئك هم المفلحون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whenever وما كان المؤمن ولا مؤمنة إذا قضى الله ورسوله أمرا أن يكون لهم الخيرة من أمرهم. That whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decrees something for the believer, male or female, they have no choice but to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can't say, oh Allah, I'm not going to accept it, I'm not going to listen to your commands, I'm going to actually go against your commands and actually go with whatever my desires tell me to do or my intellect tells me to do. Sadly, a lot of people, whenever you tell them, or some people actually, whenever you tell them something to do with religion or pertaining to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or pertaining to His names and attributes, they start asking questions. Wait a minute, that doesn't go with my intellect, man. I can't understand that, sorry. I can't accept that. Why? Why can't you accept it? Oh, it doesn't really make sense, man. Or we go to Jannah and then after we see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. Or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has names and attributes. Or He has eyes. Or, you understand? They start asking questions, they start doubting. They say, how? Come on, man, it doesn't make sense, man. So Allah is a human being? No, of course not. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has eyes. He told us in the Quran He has eyes, in the Sunnah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But his eyes like ours? No. So whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands you to do something, whether it goes against your desires or actually follow, or it's something that's actually your nafs can do or it follows, you have to accept it. A lot of people, when they hear Islam, they tend to say, Islam means peace, man. Of course Islam calls to peace, no doubt about that. But it doesn't really mean peace. What's the real meaning of Islam? Al-Islam lillahi wahdahu bit-tawheed. That you submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His oneness subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wal-bara'atu min ash-shirk. And you stay away from shirk. Anything that nullifies your Islam or that goes against the opposite of tawheed. So whenever a command comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, accept it. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, Umar radiallahu anhu, Uthman, Ali. These four people, before Islam, think about this, yeah? Before Islam, who were they? Did you know Abu Bakr before Islam? Not a lot of people knew. Umar? No, he wasn't that known. But what happened? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raised them until this day and age, until 1,441 years ago, their names are mentioned until now. Their names are mentioned until now. What did they do? What did they do? They submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 1. They listened to all His commands. 2. They followed Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 3. They followed Islam in the correct meaning. They left everything to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They put the trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And until now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran, رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُمْ وَرَضُوا عَنْهُ. Allah is pleased with them. Shouldn't our goal be in life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with us? That should be our goal. Let me give you an example. Now, inshallah, every single one of you in this room gets the highest grades, inshallah. And when you go back home and you tell your mum or your dad, I got the highest grade, what happens? It's an honor for them, yes? And you get the best job, it's an honor. And they actually are happy with you. But imagine Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being happy with you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is happy with you. He's happy with His companions. Why? Because they actually left their kufr to Islam. And they submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala completely. But Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, one of the struggles they went through, when he saw his brother Bilal radiallahu anhu as a slave, what happened? All the money he had, he gave it in charity. Just to free his brother. Bilal radiallahu anhu. This is Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. The person that believed in Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam the first time. One of the first people that believed in Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That were the closest people to him. Umar radiallahu anhu, what happened? How did he become Muslim? Because he heard ayat in the Quran. The Quran, he heard the Quran only being recited. And he put his hand up and said, I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But some of us, sadly, young and old, we tend to put our desires first. Islam comes second, our desires come first. That's reality. I'm going to pray Fajr, inshallah, when I wake up. But when it's work time or uni time, they come running. Yes or no? I'm late for my lecture. It's reality. I'm late for work. But when it comes to the Creator subhanahu wa ta'ala, you tend to delay all these affairs. You tend to say, I'm going to pray later, inshallah, when I wake up. Or dhuhr, I'm going to pray, inshallah, about 4 or 5 o'clock. What success are you looking for? What khair are you looking for in this world? What are you looking for? To please your boss and not please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Or to please your lecturer? Or no, your goal should be in life that you should listen to the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that when you listen to the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will, inshallah, by the will of Allah, grant you Jannah. Also, the fourth one is saying you are Muslim, or you're saying that you're Muslim, but you actually don't do, you don't learn about your religion, or you don't do actions pertaining to Islam. See a lot of people, or some people we see, they say, my grandfather was a Muslim. What are you? I don't know, man. I say I'm Muslim, but I don't really do actions when it comes to Islam. And when you look in the Quran, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Those that believe, have iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and do good deeds. You can't just have iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sit down and say, I'm going to go Jannah, inshallah. Who guarantees you Jannah? Because they're Muslim? Allah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned that you don't go to Jannah by doing good deeds only, but by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also doing good deeds. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So whenever you actually say you're Muslim and you don't do good deeds, well, you're not benefiting yourself. Muslim is a person that actually submits to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and worships Him. Not worships Him when he wants to, and not when everything's going good in life. Leave it. Look at the story of Nuh. Let's go back to the story of Nuh. His son and his wife, the closest two people to him, did not listen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's commands. They didn't accept Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's commands. And what happened? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed them with the people that lied about Nuh alayhi salam. Inna bani min ahli wa inna wa'adaka al-haq. And Nuh alayhi salam called to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and said that my son is from my family, but your commands come first. And you're truthful subhanahu wa ta'ala. But a lot of people, what happens? My brother is, I'm gonna have mercy on him, or my sister, inshallah, they're gonna help us out. No, doesn't work like this in this world. You're a Muslim, you act like a Muslim. You do good deeds, you get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by doing good deeds. That's one of the benefits we take from this story. Also, the fifth one is being patient in trials and tribulations and calamities. A lot of people, when they're going through hardship, they tend to forget of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They tend to forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm going through struggles, forget that. What's the point of praying? Shaitan comes to them and tells them that kind of stuff, or whispers to them. But verily, whenever you go through struggles, and you actually, the best time is to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you're going through struggles. Why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're just hoping everything but Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna ma'al usri yusra. And verily after hardship is ease. And this is a message to the brothers and sisters sitting here. If you're thinking your life is not going well, or you try to do something in your life and it's not going well, or you're depressed, or you're not feeling well, or there's something there, you think you're missing something, go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're lacking in worship. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whenever when he used to think about something too much and used to be stressful, what did he used to do? He said to Bilal, "Oh Bilal, make comfort us in prayer. Make adhan so we can pray." And anything when Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to go through, he used to go make wudu, he used to pray 2 rak'ahs, and it's like nothing happened. But sadly, people when they go through hardship, they tend to think, what's the point? Let me go chill, or get this thing off my mind. Let me go play PlayStation for the guys and the girls, I don't know, do something that they like. You understand? But actually, facing the problem is a way to solve your problem. Facing the problem is a way to solve your problem. Sadly, when people go through struggles of this world, they tend to think, let me actually divert my mind from the struggles of this world and actually run away from the problems. Don't ever run away from problems, brothers and sisters. Face the problem, whatever you're going through. And know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that accepts du'as. And know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the all hearing, the all listening. Instead of complaining to people, go complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Put your hands up. Go back to him subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِنَّمَا أَشْكُو بَثِّي وَحُزْنِي إِلَى اللَّهِ. Yusuf alayhi salam, when he went through all the struggles of this world, his brothers wanted to kill him, he got sold. All the struggles he went through, he replied back by saying, قَالَ إِنَّمَا أَشْكُو بَثِّي وَحُزْنِي إِلَى اللَّهِ. My sorrow and the calamity that what I'm going through, I complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only. Complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Think, when's the last time you actually put your hand up and complain to him subhanahu wa ta'ala and put your hands up actually in sincerity and actually went back to him and said, oh Allah, help me. I'm going through struggles. Oh Allah, you know my situation. Oh Allah, call upon his beautiful names. وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. Allah has beautiful names and attributes. Call upon them. Oh Allah, the most kind, the most generous, the most merciful. I'm going through struggles. Do you know the struggles I'm going through? You know the struggles I'm going through. Oh Allah, make everything easy for me. I'm telling you, do that. And bi'idhnillah, with sincere heart and actually with your mind and your heart being there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept it for me. Bi'idhnillah. And also, the sixth one is da'wah, or calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is a thing that you get closer to. It's an act of worship. Sadly, people, when they hear da'wah these days, they hear the Instagrams and they hear the Snapchats and they hear the YouTube, and they think da'wah is a means to get famous and to get rich. It's not. Nuh AS and all the prophets, they knew this is a responsibility from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to convey the message of Islam. And if you look at all the prophets from Nuh to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, every single one of them were actually poor. They went through struggles. It wasn't a way for them to get rich and a way to make money and get married. But sadly, a lot of people they tend to think that for me to get famous and to get rich, I'm gonna start giving da'wah, man. If I want the attention of the females, I'm gonna start giving da'wah. No, da'wah is lillah. It's an actual act of worship, like salah. Can you say I'm gonna go pray for the sake of people? You can't. But why, when it comes to giving da'wah, we hear some brothers and sisters say, I want to get famous, man. I'm gonna start giving da'wah, man. No, you call to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you convey the message. You don't care about what people say about you in terms of whether they praise you, whether they don't praise you. You're here to pray, please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only and seek his help and aid. So da'wah, brothers and sisters, is not only on social medias. Da'wah is by telling your brother and sister what we do, or anyone that's closer to you, or conveying the message of Islam, whereby the little of you, what you know. Last time I mentioned, when I came, if you guys remember, that speaking about the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without knowledge or with your opinion is haram. And it's not allowed. But the scholars mention of Islam that speaking about the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without knowledge is worse than shirk, which is the worst sin. But when you hear some people, young and old, they talk about something to do with Islam, and they say, I think this is correct, man, because it goes in my intellect. No. Have you got dalil? Are they saying the Quran and Sunnah? Did the Sahaba say this? Where'd you get it from? Your opinions don't matter in Islam. If you got evidence, bring it forward. If you don't, keep your mouth shut. It's reality. It might sound harsh, but it's the reality, brothers and sisters. Can you go to a doctor and say, actually, can you come read books when it pertaining to medical school and say, I'm gonna come study this, and inshallah I'm gonna come and tell the people this is wrong, this is right. No one's gonna believe you because you're not qualified. But why, when it comes to the religion of Allah, anyone can talk about it? Well, you're not qualified. Where have you studied? Where'd you take this? Where'd you listen? Where'd you hear this from? The same way that your knowledge of Islam is really important. It's really important that you should know what you're saying and where you're taking your knowledge from. You should know. Not anyone you should take your knowledge from, but this person's got a bit weird, I'm gonna take, I like the way he speaks or the way she speaks. No. You have to know where the person's come from and where they studied and everything. Would you go to, if you had a surgery and you had a doctor, a qualified doctor, 30 years, and someone that just finished becoming a doctor, just junior doctor, which one will you take it from? You take it from a surgeon that's studied for 30 years, been a doctor for 30 years, because you've got experience. But when it comes to Islam, what happens? I'm going to take from anyone, man. It's incorrect. So da'wah, conveying the message of Islam, should be a means to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the seventh one is when it comes to conveying the message of Islam, a lot of people tend to look at the numbers. That guy has 1,000 people, man. I'm going to go to him. Or that person has one person in his lesson, I'm going to go to him. That's incorrect. You shouldn't think like that. You shouldn't think like that. Look at Nuh AS. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned that on the day of judgment, there's going to be prophets with 3 to 9 people that believed in him. 3 to 9 people, a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there's going to be a prophet that no one believed in him. Nobody. He has 0. Nobody believed in him. Does that mean that prophet, his da'wah is incorrect? No. But guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only. So this day and age, we see on the socials, whenever a lecture or a lesson is packed, about 100 people, 200 people, or an event or anything's packed, we tend to what? Go to that lecture because it's packed. It's reality. Or the person, I like the person, the way he speaks or the way he conveys the message of Islam. But it goes to show that whenever a person, it doesn't mean how many people come to the lecture. Even if it's one person that comes and you're by yourself and the sheikh or the person is sitting there, the ustad or anyone is sitting there, you should come benefit because that person is calling to Islam the same way the other person is calling to Islam. The guy that has one person, what's the difference between him and the other person that has 1,000 people? No different. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave acceptance to that person and He didn't give acceptance to that person. And when it comes to the scholar of Islam, Imam Ahmad, he has a whole school of thought called Madhab al-Hanabila. There's times that his lessons before he became famous, only one person was there. One person. This is Imam Ahlul Sunnah. They call him the Imam of the people of the Sunnah. So whenever it comes to da'wah and it comes to lectures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, pertaining to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you shouldn't look at the numbers. You shouldn't look at the numbers. Look at wherever you can benefit from that person. He has more knowledge from you about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, about Islam. Take it from him. You should look at numbers, brothers and sisters. And the 8th one is, as I mentioned before, is after struggles, there will come ease. Inshallah, that's the benefits regarding the lectures. Whatever I said that's incorrect is from my nafs and shaitan, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet is free from it. وصلى الله وسلم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.